What up brothers, it's the Clip King returning for another new review. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight I'll be reviewing the custom Rocky Balboa from the original Rocky movie by CheungKinmen. This particular one has been kindly lent to me by Tareek, a friend of mine in the Facebook community, the guy who lent me the Goodfellas and the Young Vito figure. I've got to say a massive thank you to him for trusting me with this figure, and also want to say a massive thanks to Johnny for sending it me here first. And just massive respect to both guys, both great guys, as I said in my unboxing video. But tonight I want to crack on, get this bad boy scored up and tell you my likes and dislikes if any, and just give it the full Clipper King works. As I move out, I'll just show you, as most of you guys know, you've seen me wearing the t-shirts, you've known about me banging on about this film a lot of times. Going back probably a year when I did my top 10 films, it was #1 then. It still remains that. It's just a film I love more and more as I get older. And tonight I'm reviewing it. Last night I was on phone for about an hour and a half to Dean Knight, most of the time talking about the things we loved about this film, and we could have gone on another 3 hours. Just to show you, yeah. I did get the full set on Blu-ray. Love the artwork as well on these. But I'd already bought the steelbook, and I wanted to put these out. It's not going to pick up because of the light, but I just wanted to show the likeness of Stallone at this age from 1976, just so I can compare it with the figure that I'll be reviewing. I just make it clear, like I always do, just because it's a friend's figure and it's been sent by a customizer we all know who stays friendly with everybody in the Facebook groups, I won't be sugarcoating everything, get my honest opinion. Like he said to me before, score everything honestly, rate it honestly, critique me if needs be, because that's the way I can sort of pick up and keep improving. So I will do that. He didn't need to tell me that twice, I will do it anyway. So I think what we'll do is we'll get everything out of the way, we'll talk about the packaging. But firstly, I'll say, you guys know I don't score the source material anymore. If I did, this would have been an easy 5. I fucking love Stallone. I love his creation, Rocky Balboa. I love the films, even the weaker films. I still like them. In fact, I probably love them if I'm honest. But Rocky 1 in particular is just a fucking work of art. Another thing that's a work of art is this box cover. It's absolutely stunning. Massive respect to Angela Bermudez. She gets a credit on the back of the box saying that she did the cover artwork, and it is stunning, to be honest. I would display that box easily anywhere in this room. It's just so well done. It's got an oil paint feel to it, although it is just a printed sticker that just sits on the cardboard. Really nice touch. I will say it actually feels like it's bubbling a little bit in places, but it's not a major thing. I think you always get that when you put an adhesive sticker onto a dry cardboard box. It's sort of I think it's to do with the temperature or the moisture in the air. But like I say, you can see the shot is amazing. It's a fucking beaut, to be honest. So respect to her for that, and respect to Johnny for allowing her to have the front cover of his box. You see around, it is just a solid cardboard box. I will say it is really thick and really well done. On the back again, I like this artwork with the quote from Rocky Balboa: "Life's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get it and keep moving forward." That's how winning is done. Moving down, you see the shot where he's in the meat house, pounding away on them cheeky ribs. Down here the credits, one-man band, CheungKinmen, well done to him. And then FA, that's Football Association, they've done clothing. I don't think it is Football Association, but I just thought I'd say that. And down here you see the box cover artist, Angela Bermudez. Well done, Angela. You've done yourself a great credit there. And you see, and as I showed in the unboxing, it is a really solid sort of shoebox style, or sort of well, I don't know if it is a shoebox because the lid don't come totally off. It sort of wraps around, but it does fit nice. Really heavyweight. Inside there's 3 layers of foam which house the figure and the accessories really nicely, as I showed in the unboxing, and it is a right touch. People once said to me that customizers couldn't do this kind of packaging. To that I would say bullshit, because this lad's done it. It's like I said, credit to him. He's really put his heart and soul into this piece, and I'm glad he has, because not only has he done that, but he's done it on a license that I fucking adore, so I've got to love that. I don't know. Like I said, my only nitpick with the box is the fact you can see these sort of, you see here, they're not major things, but it's like that. Once they're in, you've sort of got to keep pressing them out. But like I say, I can understand, because that is a sticker on cardboard, so it's not a massive deal, but I have got to mention it simply because if I don't, I'd be bullshitting. So I would have given the packaging a 5 out of 5 because it is pretty much perfect to my taste, but because of that little nitpick, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Rolling on to likeness, let's get into these meaningful categories, shall we? As you see, changed up the pose. I've gone for the hands aloft to a boxing style pose. Obviously Rocky's southpaw, so his right foot forward. He has the basically no guard, so his lead hand is low. We sort of his left hand up, ready for these big shots, so to speak. So that would be Rocky's fight stance, kinda. So let's talk about the likeness. I'm going to start off by saying I know and I've seen the progress on this head from sort of concept art right through to the sculpt without paint, the inclusion of paint with the sculpted art, then the cloth art, the fully painted finished version. Now, some pictures I've seen, I thought to myself, that is amazing. Some pictures I've seen and thought, there's something just off. But what I would say, and this is not debatable, this is the best version of Stallone from this age, from 76. And I stand by that. Now, I can't compare it to a Barney Ross because, you know, Hot Toys, they're pretty much machines. They're churning out perfect sculpts, perfect paint constantly. So I have to keep coming back in my mind. I'm thinking, right, one man sat down here, he's carved this out on a piece of clay or whatever he uses, touched it up, tried different things, come to a final position where he's thought, right, that is as close as I can get. He's then cast it, done the resin, I would say, cast from it, and then hand painted it. So I have to take that into account. But like I always say, I have to score it as honestly as I can. Now, this is what I'm going to say. When I look at the eyes, or sort of that in shot to me, hand in hand, and I hope the camera shows it, particularly from an angle there, is a lot more accurate than I were giving the pictures credit for, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm a fan of the Rocky series, so everyone, like I said, this is my favourite, but then moving onwards. So you sort of get an image of Rocky in your mind. Now, if I close my eyes and I think of Rocky the character, for whatever reason, I always picture him in Rocky 4. Now, just to move back, Rocky 4, he looks like that. That is a shot from Rocky 4. Majorly ripped, really sunk face, sort of the gaunt looking cheekbones, and then the expression, the mouth drooping down in the lower right corner. So I thought, it's not bang on Stallone. When it came, and leading up to it coming, I kept going back and looking at images, and I'm thinking, it's closer than I'm giving this credit for. It definitely is. And then when I got it out, it always looked better in hand. Everybody knows that because you can move it round, and this is why I move camera around, so I can pretty much show you from every angle. I'll keep moving around because you will see an angle and you think, fucking hell, yeah, he's right what he's saying. Now, there's two things. I see some imperfections, and for me, and I could be wrong, you might not agree, I think the tip of the nose is a little bit too wide, not quite pointed enough. And if he would have gone for a more extreme look through the mouth, like more of a droop sort of to this side, then it would have been closer and near perfect if I'm honest. But that's why I say from that part of the nose upwards, I think it is perfect as it stands. Now when I look at it there, I think that is nearly bang on. And when I look at that, I was actually surprised to remember that Stallone in Rocky 1 is a lot more full of face, particularly around this area. So when you look at that, and then I move up, sort of in this area of his face is a lot more accurate than I will gain it credit for. So, paintwork is very clean. Look at the eyes, see how they catch the light. The eyebrows, to be honest, are a little bit faint for me. I think his eyebrows should be a little bit darker. I think he's sort of gone a little bit safe. And by that I mean less is more kind of thing. You can always add a little bit more, you can't take it away. So I think he's gone a little bit thin on the eyebrows. But like I said, the droopy right eye, the stubble you can see on the top lip, the sort of shape of the mouth is particularly good. But like I said, I think if you would have gone for more of a scowl, it would have been easier to do. And again, if you look at it from there, there's no mistaking who that is. Like I said, certain angles, it's definitely bang on. Other angles, you think, it's just off, but it's hard to put your finger on it. Another point I tried to make to Dean Knight last night when we were talking about it, and we basically got on about the figure and we moved away from the film. And I says, whenever you look at it, you're very conscious of who it is in your hand, which is a fucking weird thing to say. And I said it once about Terminators, that I liked the bulky feel in your hand. It made you think, yeah, this is a Terminator, because this is how a fucking 1/6 scale Terminator would feel, which is stupid. It's hard to explain, but it's like that. The fact that it's Rocky, and it's Rocky in his training gear, and you can create the poster pose, which is one of the most iconic images in cinema history, you sort of think, fucking hell, this is Rocky in my hand. So I hope that makes sense. Like I say, it is a beaut, to be honest. I'm fucking buzzing just looking at it. But yeah, I think the eyes are fucking stunning on it. So, and I don't know, I think in the mouth as well, if in the mouth were a little bit darker, sort of down this side, to make it look like the mouth was more sagging down there. Oh, I'm telling you what. Fucking beautiful. But let me stop fucking sucking Johnny off and sucking Rocky off and tell you, I'm scoring the likeness A. I'm going to be fair and tell you it's not perfect, but it's very, very good. So very, very good in my eyes is a 4 out of 5. Moving on to his outfit, and this is another strong category. Just show you first, got him rotating. Wanted to have that because obviously it's got the Italian Stallion written on the back of his hoodie, or the t-shirt that goes over his hoodie, as the case may be. But yeah, looking beautiful. The best thing about the outfit, and I make this clear straight away, is the scale, because it has got layers, yet it still looks authentic and fitted to a 1/6 scale figure. Also, another right touch is the inclusion of the fabric beanie. Originally he sculpted the hat on, realised it didn't quite look right, because obviously when it's sculpted and painted, when the light hits it, you can see that it's a sculpt. So getting the beanies and gluing them on the head, I think you're a right touch. I'm glad he did it because it improved the figure no end. Moving down from the beanie, you have the blue towel, which is movie accurate. I will say it is a separate piece, so if you were to pop the head off, you could pull the towel up. But saying that, it does hold in place nicely. It's not constantly moving about when you don't want it to. So I do like that as well. Moving down, like I said, it does actually wear like a jogger suit or a fleece-lined t-shirt, as you see, the sleeves end here and here, and it is the cut-off effect. And then you see the collar to it there. But then underneath that is the grey sort of jogger or fleece lined hoodie. So you see the hood is untucked and then it's a full length sleeve. In the film, it's movie accurate because it is tucked into the bottoms. People don't wear them like that no more, but Rocky certainly did. And the way it fits the body is also another right touch, because if you look, he sort of pulls it right up over where his love handles are. So they're not round his hips or his waist, they're a little bit higher. When you look at the figure, it just looks really good. Again, the cut on the bottom of the jogger bottoms is again really accurate looking, because if you look in the film, it looks like he's just cut them off himself, and they do look a little bit short, bit Michael Jackson-esque. Could do with hutching them down a bit, which is how people would obviously wear them these days, but they don't, they just rest on top of his Chuck Taylor Converse. So that's that. I will mention his Converse as well, like I have just done. It is a sculpted and painted shoe, and it's been done really well. You can see the detail on the sort of ankle bumper pads, and then see the All-Star on the back. Again, it's same as every part of the figure. You can tell a load of love and attention's been poured into it. It's sort of put us in a position where nobody wants to call him up, where nobody can call him up on his sort of accuracy or attention to detail, because it's all here. And when you think he is pretty much a one-man band, and I know his dad helped him with certain parts because I've read the booklet, you think credit to him, because the big companies won't touch this license anymore, so it seems, and I'm glad that somebody has. Again, moving back up him, you see him in the top of the stairs pose, the poster pose if you want. It does look really nice. I will say as well, the drawstrings on the hood and the waistband do work as well. The hands, again, have been sculpted very nicely. They've got the bandages on, or the wraps if you would, and the sort of the whiter looking X on his backhand, again, is really movie accurate. So you look, it is sort of two-toned. He has the grey sort of gauze style bandage, but then he has got the more plaster of Paris style wraps on the outer part of his hands. Again, really nicely done. Even where it sort of crosses over through his fingers. Really accurate, and a lot of tension through the hands. Gives it a really nice appearance. So, I've been crying out for this for a long time. You guys know I'm not just bullshitting or dick riding because he's made this figure. When people used to say, what movie figure would you want most? I always said, I want a Rocky one, and I want it to be a DX, because I want it with a battle damaged head, ring gear, blooded shorts, clean shorts. I want it with streetwear, so the leather jacket, the like pork pie style hat, the black jeans and boots, and then I would also want it with the training stuff. Blooded up fists for hitting the meat, and he's just done it so well. Say it is the training version. He couldn't have done it any better, I'm convinced of that. So massive respect to him, and I'm going to score the outfit on this figure an easy 5 out of 5. Moving on to articulation. Before we do, just show you the pose. Obviously another iconic scene. The gonna fly now, run. I've put the hood up just to show you a different look. I know I don't have the hood up in this scene of the film. Just wanted to show you it. So again, got him on the new Goblin base, because it allows me to have him just with one foot down, looking fucking beautiful. Icon me off. That's what I'm thinking. Right, articulation, let's crack on. I think the body underneath this, and I have pretty much stripped it down to have a look, is like the muscular style, I think it's IT body, so H-I-T, I think it's that, I could be wrong, because I recognise the body from when I used to have Dexter. It was the body I used, which is a really good body, really sturdy feeling. The joints are nice and smooth, although I will say the right elbow on this one is a little bit tight. I think it's definitely not broke, but it is a bit tight once wearing in a little bit, so there is that. But other than that, it moves really smoothly and holds a pose really well. The only downside to it, and I might as well get this out of the way first, is it's only a single bend elbow. So that is as tight as you're going to get the arms. Now you can swap the body out if you choose to something like, I would think, what would work? Something like a Star-Lord body would work, I think, for the size and the arms. Did Star-Lord have double bend elbows? I'm pretty sure he did. So you could swap it out to that. But the best thing about the body is the scale. It gives you the nice broad shoulder look, coming down, not into like a V, because he's not a bodybuilder, he's a boxer, and at this stage of his career, remember, he is only a club boxer, so he's a little bit on chubby side. He's not uber ripped like in Rocky 3 and 4, so it is the best body used for that. Another thing I will mention, around the midsection, there is a padded section around sort of that width, which also gives it the nice shape, which makes it look very accurate. Talking about the joints, the head sits on a ball joint at the upper neck, so the head does move nicely, although there's no lower neck movement, so that is a little restriction. Moving down, the shoulders move really nicely, open, rotate, and everything you would want. There's no upper bicep movement, but it does rotate at the elbow, which is not anatomically correct, but it does work for the purposes that you would need it to. Moving down, these are sculpted resin fists, I think, but they do sit on the wrist peg really nicely. Sometimes when you get these hard resin hands, they don't sit on the pegs very well. These do. Again, moving across just to show you, that's as tight as you're going to get the elbow. There is an ab crunch section that works nicely. Rotation through the waist. Good movement all the way through the hips and the knees. Double bend knee, which is no surprise. And then the Converse are sort of, it has a fake sock underneath, and then the ball joint goes into the Converse again. The sculpted Converse, so they are really hard material, but they hold the ball joint really nicely. That might change in time, because the sculpted style, they sort of, once you're pushing the ball joint in and out of them, you find that you sort of open the joint up a little bit and it don't mold back into place like a rubber boot would. So just be careful with it over time. But as a new figure stands, like I say, it does hold the ankle peg really nicely. So yeah, the articulation is really good, and like I say, the most impressive thing is the scale of it. Just the limitations on the lower neck and the elbows, but I've not gone for a pose and thought, because Rocky doesn't stand in a typical boxing stance, like what you would class as an upright stance, or even sort of what they would call a Philly shell, or like the shoulder roll position, where he would tuck a shoulder up on one side and his fist close to his face on the other side. He doesn't stand like that, so he don't really need to have double bend elbows, so I do make allowances for that. So I'm going to give the articulation a 4 out of 5. Moving on to extras and accessories. I've got to tell you straight away, this is a fucking sky high category, as you probably already know. I really should start talking about it, but first, boys, just fucking drink this bitch in, will ya? Fucking Johnny Gill, you bastard. That is fucking sweet as fuck. Most iconic scenes in fucking movie history, and some poor bastards are never going to get to see this figure in flesh. That is just a shame. He swapped his fists out, look. Fucking blooded up, looking a treat. He's got a side of beef. He's fucking busting it up. Fucking Clipper Georgium. Jesus. Loving it. Right, let's fucking crack on and stop sucking me sen off. Right. We'll start firstly, obviously, the figure is the main course. You see, you've got a set of hands that are wrapped and blooded up. We have a set of hands that are clean but wrapped. I would say it's the same sculpt, but I don't mind that because it's awesomely done. So well done to him. You do get 4 other spare hands, one of which will nicely hold the glass with the raw eggs in, which again were done from hand. It's 4 o'clock on a cold Philadelphia morning. You've got to get up. What do you have, some cornflakes, some Weetabix? No. You have a load of fucking raw eggs in a glass and you fucking slurp it down and dribble it down your chin. Then do a cheeky little burp and get off for a stroll. Get running. That's what you do. You get running. Right. The other big extra is it's sort of steel drum base with like a concrete effect on the bottom. And then in concrete in there, then you see you get the pole that comes out, looking along that, and then you get the metal hook and chain, and then the hook goes into that hole in the the beef carcass sort of thing. I will say the beef is awesomely sculpted and amazingly painted. So the combined work that went into that, respect to everybody involved. It might be one of the best extras or accessories I've ever seen with a figure. Like I said, when he put this set together, it would just totally read my mind. Everything I wanted included is here. There's nothing that I would have wanted that isn't. It's fucking unbelievable. One thing that it did include, which I never expected to see, well, the Bucky's fucking, yo, Bucky's. Is he, look, is it flesh? Look at that fucking ugly looking dog. Beautiful. You see, he does have the fabric Philadelphia Eagles jersey, the number 51. You're probably looking at that. It is an hard sculpt and it weighs a ton. It's nicely done, and you're thinking, the fuck do you get that jersey off? What you do is, you pull off his head. You see, works like that. Got 26 wrote on it. That's what we got wrote on it, 26. Make sure that that body matches that. So we can take his... Look at this, I'm doing this all left-handed for you. All left-handed, and I'm not even a keggy. You can take his jersey off, stand him up, and we can just put his... Look at that, and there's hardly even a seam. Oh, he's blended it into wrinkles on his fat neck. That is beautiful. Look at that. That's fucking lovely, that, innit? That's what you're thinking. Stunning. Right. Another thing, I know I'm calling bullshit on this. I was told by other custom figure makers, you don't have a stand with your custom figures. Bullshit. You do with fucking CheungKinmen. Not a problem. He'll throw you one in. Will he put your decals on? Of course he fucking will. Not playing games, this lad. See, the iconic font. I'm studying the initial pose that I did. Rocky Balboa, crutch grab stand, beautiful. No fucking expense spared. Now you know where your money went. That's what I'm thinking. And this, stop the press. This is a fucking right touch. Love artwork on that to start with. Another excellent key scene from the film. Figure on the back. And then look at all these pages. It's not just a couple of pages. Oh no, you get plenty. Let's have a flick through, shall we? Work in progress. Look at that. Just a blank canvas. That's in with a sculpted beanie. Let's go back a bit. And he decided to include the dog. Look at all them cheeky Converse he had to make. Get them fuckers made. Outfits are getting ready. Just flick through. If you want to see this book, buy fucking figure. That's what I'll say. The meat coming along a treat. Tells you down here and all what his involvement were. Proud of his work, this lad, and I can't fault him for that. Look at all the work that went into it. Eggs in a glass, steel drum, hands, on and on. I could flick through, show you all. Look at all them heads without beanies on. Not even got beanies on them yet. Look at this here. Louis Nergrel. Whoever Louis Nergrel is, it says here. His name there, name check for him. I hope he watches Uncle Clipper's videos. He's having a look. He's doing meat, he is. Who's this? My dear father, helping me with some tasks and a prescient drill he came up with for this project. He's only drilling that out for lad. He's got the whole family included. Get this work. You see, we're starting to see final parts. Lovely stuff. Little pose there, look. Little pose for you running. Bit like pose Uncle Clippers just gives you. Complete figure. Here we go. Some more artwork. And one it mean. Going like one more round when you think you can't. That's what makes all the difference in your life. Never a true word spoken. And we have it here. CheungKinmen 2015. I hope he's proud of his work, because I am, and I'm buzzing to see it. The other thing of importance, the certificate of authenticity, limited edition. Looking down, you've got Paulie and Rocky, and then you see it's the special version, and it's number 8 of 30. There's also a standard version, which is totally same, but doesn't include the dog. Whichever set you've got, you're a jammy bastard, because you've paid your money, I'll give you credit, but you have got an awesome set. And I'm going to score it a very, very easy 5 out of 5 for extras. What's that? What are you shouting? What are you shouting from cheap seats? Show us that pose one more time, Uncle Clip. Go on then, you lucky bastard, you. Fucking hell, have some of that. Boom! Right, rolling on to the value. And you guys who watch me regular might be thinking, right, nosedive time. But don't speak too soon. Let me explain myself clearly. Before I do, just show you the pose. Got Rocky sat on the step. Got his morning eggs. And he's just about to flick fucking butt kiss right on back at tab. That'll liven him up. No, he's just stroking him. Give him a little stroke on back and neck. He'll like that. For you who don't know, that's his real life dog. He's not just a dog actor. Oh no. He's his real life pet at times. Probably dead and gone now. Probably buried in back garden. I don't know. It's a sad sad state of affairs. But that is fact for you. Right. Let's fucking stop bullshitting and crack on. I asked the information from Tareek on this. Obviously, I didn't buy this figure, so I didn't know. I did inquire about it, let me say, when I saw the early productions. But the information I know is from Tareek. He said he paid, I think he said $1,040, which is about £720 last time I worked it out, round about that. But for the sake of argument, let's call it £700. The standard version, a little bit less, obviously, but it didn't include the dog. So, anyway you slice it, for a figure, a 1/6 scale figure is a lot of money. It's more than something like a tumbler. It's more than the 1/4 scale Iron Man. It's more than the Batmobile. It's more than the DeLorean, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong on them. If I am wrong, I'm sure you'll tell me in comments. So it is hard to justify picking up a 12-inch figure for £700. And when you think about what £700 will buy you in real world, this is why I don't meddle in the custom world. It's just a slippery slope for me. Now, so you're probably thinking, right, Rick, do what you're going to do, get a 1 out of 5. That's not the case for a couple of reasons. And this being the first. The stuff it includes, so I'm talking the figure, it's a stock body, so there's no credit there. The custom made outfit, the custom made feet, the custom made hands, head sculpt, dog's outfit, the meat, the base, everything that it brings. When you start working out the cost that went into all these things for a one-man band to do and paint and ship, then you start thinking, right, I'm seeing where my money went. Another thing is the license. Getting this, well, not the license, but making a figure from this franchise is just a stroke of genius, simply because I would swap this figure for any 3 of my Hot Toys figures, and that probably includes every figure I've got. There's probably just not the Tyson that I wouldn't swap away, but most other Hot Toys figures I would swap any 3 standard price figure for this figure today. That's the honest truth for it, because this license is so close to my heart, or this film is, to the point where I must have seen Rocky fucking 30 times minimum. Every one of them I like all the films. 5 would be the weakest, but I still even really like 5. Rocky Balboa is amazing. Creed, I really enjoyed it, to the point where when Rocky finds out he's got leukemia, I could have fucking cried. And I think he's not a person I know, he's only a fucking actor. But it would just, it's like you don't want to see a close friend die, although you know, if the movies keep going on, someday it's going to fucking happen. And that is how I feel. It's hard to fucking explain. So, the other point from that is, you'll see some custom figures that go and get sold. So I'm thinking, the Shining figure, I think that came out for about $1,000, and I've seen it sell for more. The Bill the Butcher, the No Country for Old Men, a lot of different ones. I see these custom figures, they get sold and they go for a lot of money. Never ever lose money, and I've been told that by people who collect them exclusively. How many people are gonna want a fucking good Rocky figure? Because I defy anybody who tells me that fucking No Country for Old Men, There Will Be Blood, or Gangs of New York is better than Rocky 1. Anybody who tells me that can fuck right off, because it's fucking not happening. If that's the case, on the strength of the character alone, This figure will never be worth less than £700, and I can nearly goddamn guarantee it. That's how sure I am of it. So doing this figure is a right touch. So I'm going to actually flip it on its fucking head and say the value on this, although it's a massive amount, and I'm sorry to the guys for one reason or another won't ever see it or won't be able to afford it or whatever, I am going to score it a 5 out of 5 because, like I say, the people who have invested the £700, I think at any point will be able to sell this for more money. And I could be wrong, and somebody will point it out to me when I am wrong, but that is how strongly I feel and how good this figure is. So to sum up, I think that's probably been a long review. I seem to have been filming for ages. I am going to say the figure got a total of 27 out of a possible 30. And I'll say it before you guys do, there's probably a little bit of bias in there. Not because of who I'm reviewing it for or who's made the figure. None of that were included. It's just I love the license so much. It is a privilege and a joy to see it and receive it. Massive thanks to Tareek for lending it, mate. It will get shipped back to you tomorrow, brother. Massive thanks to Johnny CheungKinmen. He, I don't know, he's done more for me than I can admit. But like I say, massive thank you to him. And that is about all I can say. But for now, it's the Clipper King Brothers, and I am out of here.